Hmm? I think so. You didn't take any? Even I don't. But I have a class with you tomorrow. Tomorrow you will be online. For 11, I guess. Filtration is on 411. 411 or 412. 411? Hmm. Okay, so let's start. For the filtration technique, when I was giving you introduction, I told you that in filtration we will separate the insoluble solid particles from the liquid. Okay, so in filtration technique, we have insoluble solid. Okay, it can be anything, but they are insoluble in the liquid or whatever solvent we will take. Okay, so if we have solid liquid mixture, okay, mixture, so it contains insoluble solids, so we can separate it by using filtration technique. And it's a very old technique, and you girls are familiar with this also. We will take a funnel. Inside the funnel we'll put filter paper. Okay, filter paper, it has small pores, so when we pour the mixture into this filter paper containing a funnel containing filter paper, the large particles or insoluble solid particles, they will stick on the filter paper, and rest of the liquid, the solvent, will pass and it will go into the beaker. Okay, the material or the insoluble salt which sticks on the filter paper is known as, yes, residue. Okay, and the liquid which passes is known as filtrate. Very good. Okay, it's filtrate. Okay, that's how, it's simple technique, we can separate the insoluble solid from the liquid. Okay, and this is, in figure B, they have shown the more accurate method. Okay, it's more efficient and more accurate method of filtration. Efficient and more accurate. Okay, in this method we use a Buchner funnel. Okay, a Buchner funnel has a perforated plate which is covered by a circle of filter paper. So a Buchner funnel is like this. It is made up of marble. Okay, it is of marble and it has a perforated bottom. Means it has small pores at its bottom. Okay, small pores, and on the top of the pores there is filter paper. We put filter paper on the top, na? Like on the bottom. Hmm? What happens with the filter paper? It's like the insoluble particles will stick on the filter paper, na? It will not allow the solid particles to go into the filtrate. Okay, it will trap the insoluble part. So there is filter paper. Okay, and when we pour the mixture, then filter paper, it will trap all the particles, and the filtrate will go into the flask or a beaker. Okay, now this Buchner funnel is attached with a conical flask, and this conical flask has a vacuum pump. Okay, this vacuum pump allows liquid to pass through it quickly. Okay, to go into the filter, to go into the conical flask fast, to speed up the reaction. So see, it's written, a vacuum pump is connected to the side arm flask. It speeds up the flow of liquid through the funnel. Okay, so this is the reason that why we are using a vacuum pump. So it can come in question that why there is a vacuum pump in Buchner funnel. Okay, so a vacuum pump is added or it is attached. It creates a vacuum. It sucks. It actually creates a vacuum and it starts sucking the liquid. Okay, and when it sucks the liquid, then it forces the liquid to come out of the Buchner funnel. Okay, so the liquid comes out of the funnel, and the insoluble particles, they will remain on the filter paper. Okay, so it's a more accurate method to do it, and when we have very small particles of solid, then also we do this method of Buchner funnel. Okay, if we have large particles, then simple, we can do this filtration, the simple one, the old method. Okay, but if we have very, very fine particles, very small particles, then it's more efficient, it's more good to do, it's better to do Buchanan funnel work. Okay. For very fine solids, filtration can be carried out using Buchanan funnel and vacuum flask. So filtration is a small topic. Let's move to crystallization next. Okay. So in crystallization, I told you that crystallization is done when we have a solid liquid solution. Okay, when we have solid liquid mixture, then we do filtration, and when we have solid liquid solution, then we do crystallization. And mixture, yeah, mixture is a physical change. I have lots of worksheets. Which one worksheet is what? Hajra? Yeah. Okay. And this is Ariba's. Is Ariba present? Ariba Amir. Ariba Amir.
No, she's not.
Okay.
Today on Tuesday we'll have a test, right?
Hmm.
So when will we check our copies on Monday? I don't think so.
I checked.
No, that you give me like remember the end of the application?
Yeah. So have you uploaded on OneNote?
No.
Now? When will you give?
I don't know.
Take a picture, upload it on OneNote. I will check. Okay. And inform me on WhatsApp. Okay. Are you here, girls?
Yes.
Miss, I have one question. Miss, I have one question about the copy work and the worksheet. I probably won't be attending, like, any coming to school this week, or maybe I'll come on Wednesday or Monday, or not Wednesday. I'm sorry, on Monday. But like, can I give my copy and worksheet
No,
next
because
week for checking?
internet, it got dropped. The call. Sorry, your voice is glitching, beta. Bad quality network, not my fault. It happened with 8E also today in first period. How was your first class, like first lesson?
It was also glitching, the call kept dropping.
Really? Yeah. Alhamdulillah, not just me. Girls, is my voice glitching?
Yes, teacher, are you
No.
talking
Or
to
is it
us?
smooth? Okay, what were you saying? Zania, you were saying something, beta?
Teacher Akshanda was asking a
No,
question.
teacher, I was just asking, are you talking to us or the girls in the class?
No, to you.
Miss, I have a question.
That's all I asked.
Yes, beta.
Miss, can I give my copy and worksheet next week for checking?
Why next week, beta? Come on.
Miss, because maybe I'll come today to Riyadh, or maybe I'll come on next week, like on Saturday or something like this.
Just try to do it, beta, as soon as possible. You can attempt and
Miss, I've
upload it
done
on.
it. Miss, I've done it. Or should I submit it or give it to you next week?
Yeah, it's okay, but you can upload it on one. If you have attempted it, then upload it on OneNote. Take a picture and upload it.
Okay, I'll upload it.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
no problem. Hmm?
and the test is on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I postponed the test. I will send you to do the reschedule date sheet. Okay.
Okay.
You girls can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue. Crystallization. Okay, in color blue. Yeah, I was telling you about the mixture and solution. Mixture is a physical change in which the solid substance or whatever solute we will take, it won't dissolve in the solvent. Okay, it will not dissolve. For example, sand in water. Sand does not dissolve in water, so it's a mixture. Okay, oil in water, oil doesn't dissolve in the water, so it's also a mixture. Okay, so mixtures are those which don't dissolve in each other. Okay, solutions dissolve. Okay, so previously in mixture, in crystallization, we take the mixture, like in which the solid is not soluble in the liquid, so we can separate them. Okay, but in crystallization we have a solution, means this solid is completely soluble in water or liquid. Okay, so these solids in crystallization, mostly we will take the salts. Okay, because the salts, they form crystals. Okay, salts form crystals, so we will take salts, and most of the salts are soluble in water. Okay, so we will take salt water solution for crystallization. Now there are three purposes of crystallization. Why we do crystallization? There are three things, 3 points. The first one is that if we have any impure salt sample, so we can purify it by using crystallization. Okay, so purpose number one is it is used to purify the salt. Okay, you can note them down also, beta. Purposes. Okay, purify the salt. So if we have a salt, like if the salts are taken out from mines. Okay, so after mining, if we have salt sample, salt in the powder form or in the crystalline form, but it is impure. For example, it contains lots of dust particles, sand particles, some leaves, okay, small leaf particles, etc. So any impure sample if we have, so we can purify it by using crystallization. We can form the crystals of pure salt. We can remove the impurity from this method. Okay, I'll tell you how. Number two purpose is to prepare. Okay, we can prepare crystals through crystallization. I'll tell you the steps. Okay, we can prepare crystals through this method. Number three, to separate. Okay, as it is a separation technique, so we can separate salt from liquid.
You said the second one is to prepare what?
Crystals, salt crystals. To
Okay.
prepare salt crystals. Okay, to prepare, and number three is to separate salt from its solvent or from the liquid. Okay, so these are the three purposes of crystallization. And you know what are like salts are, which type of compounds are salts? They are neutral. Yeah, all the compounds are neutral. They are ionic compounds. Okay, ionic compounds are those compounds which have ionic bonding in them. Okay, they are ionic compounds. So in ionic bonding chapter, we will study that when metals and non-metals combine, they make ionic compounds. Okay, and ionic compounds, they are commonly known as salts, like sodium chloride. Okay, common table salt which we eat. So this is metal and non-metal. This is a salt, ionic compound. Okay. Similarly, all of them which are made up of metal and non-metals, they are all called salts. Magnesium oxide, magnesium sulfate, potassium sulfate, potassium nitrate, etc. Okay, all of them are salts which are made from metals and non-metals. Now see, these are the steps. Okay, the steps are not written in your book. Okay, but you should know the steps of crystallization as they are really important. And in many papers, the questions come like this: that write the steps of crystallization. And how these crystals are prepared. Okay, they can ask you to prepare or in multiple choice. No.
Teacher, I can't hear you.
Tonsil free. Yes, girls, here.
Miss, your voice was cutting.
How is it now?
Now we can hear you.
It's okay.
Okay, and the screen too?
Yes, you're on crystallization. That slide. Are you saying something, teacher?
This net is really testing my patience.
Today the whole day. This has been happening with every teacher. The internet is really bothering.
Yes.
It's happening today with every class?
Yes.
Yes.
Also my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher passes should really provide teachers with a better internet connection.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Teacher, in our Urdu class, the first class of the morning, half of the time when teacher was explaining things, her screen was frozen and all we heard was Allah Hafiz.
Oh. Yeah. First
And we were very
period,
happy about
with
that the class was over.
the same lecture I was giving in 8E, and I discussed only filtration and crystallization till here. Like, I didn't tell them the steps. I didn't explain the steps because the internet was not working. Till here, I explained it to them. And let's see what's yours. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm, yes. Okay. Now steps of crystallization. Okay. I was telling you that in MCQs there are lots of MCQs in which they ask you about they tell you about few steps, and they ask that what is the next step, and you have to select the option that what will be the next step after cooling the crystals or after heating the solution. What is the next step? So you have to select the correct option. Okay. So steps are really important. Number one is select a solvent for the impure salt and make a solution. Okay. So previously, which I told you that if we have an impure salt, we can purify it also. Okay. So whatever impure salt we have, we will dissolve it in a solvent and make its solution. Okay. We will keep on adding salt until we attain a saturated solution. Okay. Saturated solution, I told you that in saturated solution, no more salt is soluble. Okay, when no more salt dissolves, then saturated point is achieved. So we have to prepare a saturated solution. Okay, so make a, I'll write it here, saturated. So make a saturated solution in which no more salt can dissolve. So we will keep on adding the salt. Okay, now heat the solution to dissolve more solute. Okay, so we will heat the solution, and as we know that when we increase the temperature, the solubility also increases. Okay, so when we heat it, more salt will dissolve in it, so we will actually make a super saturated solution. Okay, yeah, super saturated solution means we will add more and more salt in it. Okay, to the point when no more solute dissolves, no more salt dissolves. So first step is we will make a saturated solution. Okay, heat the solution, and we will saturate it more, we'll add more salt in it. Okay, so we have to we have to add maximum salt which we can, okay, in the solvent. Now number 3 is impurities should be filtered out from this hot solution. Okay, now impurities which are present in them, the dust particles, the sand particles which will not dissolve in water, we can filter them, okay, by the process of filtration. So we will perform filtration, the dissolved salt and water, it will go into the filtrate, and we will be left with in the residue impurities will come out. Okay, so that's how we can separate the impurities from the from original salt. Okay, did you get it till here? Okay, so this is through the process of filtration. So we will do filtration also here to remove the impurities. Okay, number 4. Now heat the solution to evaporate the solvent. Okay, simple step, evaporation. We will heat the solution to evaporate the water, okay, or the solvent. Let it cool. Crystals of pure salt start to form. Okay, so crystals will start to form as we cool them. Okay, after heating, when we heat it, the water will evaporate, not all of the water, but maximum water will evaporate. Okay, and then we let it cool. So the salts will start, we will see the salts, we will see the crystals actually which starts to form on the sides. Filter again to remove solid crystals from the remaining solvent. Okay, so this is the second filtration. So we will do the filtration again. First time we did filtration to remove the impurities, okay, the undissolved impurities, and second time we are doing filtration to remove the solid crystals which are formed. Okay, so now we will filter it again. So the solid crystals, they will attach on the filter paper, okay, and rest of the solvent, whatever solvent is left, it will go into the filtrate. Okay, so we will get crystals, pure solid crystals on the filter paper. Getting it? Are you getting it? Wash the crystals with distilled water and dry using oven or filter paper. Okay, we can press between the filter paper also. We can take filter paper, okay, and whatever salts are formed, the crystals are formed, we can fold it, okay, and press between the filter paper. So filter paper will absorb the water, whatever is left, water, it will absorb the water, and filter paper crystals will be dried off. So in this way we will get crystals. Okay, so 3 purposes: we will purify the salt, we will remove the impurities from filtration, we'll prepare the salt, and the salts it gets separated also from the liquid. Okay, so these are the steps, and in step number 6 also I will write it is second filtration that we will do. So this is the whole process of crystallization, and we will do this crystallization, we will study this again in acid base chapter. Okay, acid, bases and salts. So in that chapter there is again filtration, there is crystallization. Okay, and so I added different pictures of salts. Okay, these are the salts which we can prepare from crystallization. Okay, these are different colored salts, and colors are because of which metal, which type of metal form colored crystals, colored salts. Transition metals. Okay, so most of the salt crystals which we prepare in crystallization, they are transition metal compounds. Compounds of transition metal. Do you know this blue color crystal? It's very famous. From which compound is made?
We did an experiment of this in sixth, but I forgot the name.
Yeah, yeah, I know Miss Aksa did this experiment with 6.
Is it magnesium or copper? No, it's not magnesium. Is it copper?
Yeah, it's good. Copper sulfate. A copper, in different valencies, it shows different colors. Okay, it depends upon its oxidation state. Like copper in plus color, copper 2 plus is different color. Okay, it depends upon the ions. Lead 2 plus is different color. Lead plus 1 plus is of different color. So these transition metal compounds are different color because of these ions. Okay, now we have distillation on page 413. Okay, in the middle on page, show me page 412. Bismillah. Yeah, experimental skills. That one is not included. Okay, so we'll move to distillation. Page 413. Okay, so distillation are of 2 types: simple distillation and fractional distillation. I gave you the introduction. In simple distillation, if we have solid liquid solution like crystallization, solid liquid solution, and in fractional distillation, we have liquid solution. Okay, liquid in liquid solution. In simple distillation, we will get pure liquid in the end. Okay, we will separate the liquid, means if we want solvent from the solution. Okay, if we want solute, means if we want salt, then we do crystallization, which we did before. If we want pure salt, then we do crystallization. And if we want liquid from this solution, then we perform simple distillation. Okay, so remember this point. If we want salt from the solution, then we'll do crystallization. If liquid in its pure form, then simple distillation. Okay, and fractional distillation is one liquid from other liquids on the basis of their boiling points. Okay, but the apparatus is the same. The setup is the same for both of them. Okay, this is the setup. We will take a flask, round bottom flask. Okay, and inside the flask there is solution. Okay, it depends upon whatever distillation we are doing. Okay, if we are doing simple then there is, okay, so whatever solution we have, we will take it in here in round bottom flask. Then there is thermometer, because we heat it, and liquid will evaporate according to its temperature, according to its boiling point. So we can note down the boiling point from here also. Okay, because when we heat it, the liquid will evaporate. Okay, that's how we can separate it. The liquid will evaporate. The liquid which will evaporate, its vapors will go into this thing. This is called condenser. Okay, which I told you in apparatus diagram also. Condenser, which condenses gaseous vapors. Okay, it condenses vapors into liquid. Okay, and in the end, after passing through the condenser, we will get liquid here in the other receiving flask. Okay, so in this way we will separate the pure liquid or pure solid. It will evaporate according to its boiling point. Okay, and as it is closed from the top, so it will enter into the condenser, and inside the condenser it will condense into liquid. Okay, yeah. Inside the condenser, first thing, do we need heating for condensation or cooling? To turn gas particles into liquid, we need cooling. Gas particles are far from each other. When we give them low temperature, these particles come close and they turn into liquid. So we have to give them cold environment. Okay, cooling. So inside the condenser, there are spiral tubes. Spiral tubes are present inside the condenser. I'll make a big picture of it. You saw it? Okay, so there are like this spiral tubes in the condenser, and these spiral tubes, they are connected with these outlets, inlet and outlet. Okay, and these tubes are connected with the tap. Okay, so here comes cold tap water, and this cold tap water, it flows in these spiral tubes, keeps on flowing. Okay, so these tubes, they contain cold water, chilling water, which creates the cold environment, which provides cold environment to the gas particles. Okay, which they need. So the gas particles or vapors, they will absorb the coolness or the decreased temperature from the cold water, and then they dropwise, like very slowly, they turn into droplets. Okay, so we will collect here in receiving flask the water or the liquid which will be collected. It will be in drops. Okay, very small quantity. So it's a slow process. So after some time we will get like lots of quantity of distilled water. Okay, or whatever the liquid solvent is. But it will take time because they are converting gaseous vapors. They convert into droplets, into liquid dropwise. Okay, very slowly. So the environment, the cold environment, is because of this cold water. Okay, which keeps on moving into these spiral tubes. Got it? Okay, so this is what happens inside the condenser. So distillation flask, the first one, this round bottom flask, has a special name given to it, distillation flask. It is also known as round bottom flask. Time's up. Okay, so round bottom flask also, or it is also known as distillation flask. And this flask over here, it is conical flask, or it is also known as receiving flask. Okay. Last thing which I want to tell you about this diagram, the liquid which we get in the end, the pure liquid which we get in the end is known as distillate. Like in the filtration, whatever we get in the end is known as filtrate. Similarly, in distillation, it is known as distillate. Okay. So special word, special term which is used for the pure liquid which we receive in the end. Done? Okay. Then we'll start distillation. We'll read it from the book in the next class. Inshallah. Okay. In line. Okay. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Teacher. Have a nice day.
Same to you.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.